Slayer love a clean. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are back with another episode of Sword of the Demon Hunter. We're now into episode 4. So the last episode, we started an arc of Jinya being in a new town that's apparently a ghost town, but it's being terrorized by a serial killer, and they believe that the serial killer is a demon, and he is teamed up with another demon that's living in the area that's been living as a human, allegedly, and the two of them are trying to work together to find this demon, and thus far they've come up short. So we kind of ended the episode with Jinya bonding with the daughter of a shopkeeper that he's been kind of spending time with, but I've got my suspicions. So let's see if they're right or wrong in this episode. So let's jump right in. But just before I do, a reminder that if you'd like to be in the know of when I drop episodes, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now.
目的に追われるだけではつまらないでしょ。
だが私にはそれしかないんだ。悪いな。お前の忠告は聞けそうにない。
Naomi said, mind your business.
冬を越して春に咲きます。
香りが強いな。
いい匂いでしょ。
He's like, no, I got allergies.
振り回されていた。
それしかないなんて嘘ですよ。
She's like, look at the way I whittled some information out of you.
足を止めてみてください。
I mean, it's good
あな
advice.
たが気づかないだけで、花はそこかしこで咲いています。
Bars. Oh, she's crawling into that wall. She's cracking it down a bit. I really hope she's as sweet as she seems.
あら、ならあなたはどうして心配してくださるんですか？
さて。
Call me a gentleman.
また花の名を教えて
Oh,
くれない
not making a date?
今度は明るい
He's like it during the day
はい。
in a very, very crowded area. Who just killed Jermaine, man? Okay, wow, all right. He wants the girl. Watch the girl. Can you go away?
あまり動くな
Oh,
死
never
にたい
mind.
なら別だが
I mean, actually, for what this thing might do to her, maybe dying is better. Thank you. I was like, where the hell is Mosuke? Like, the least he could do is at least get her out of there. That thing just jumped on air? The hell? My God. What can't these things do? If they start flying, we're in trouble.
夏殿か
なんだ、忘れてたわけじ
Wait,
ゃない
that's
の
the
ね。
daughter of the
前
magistrate?
はもう少し幼かった
当たり前でしょう。3年も経ってるんだから。
Because even I didn't recognize her.
で、二人して何ですかい？相引き？
夏殿
Relax.
が辻斬りに襲われた
She is so much younger than him. That's creepy.
何をのびり喋ってんですか？いや、逆に。
That would explain why she took that demon attack much better stride than most people would have.
深川の騎兵という蕎麦屋に来るといい多少は安くする
金取るんだ
Are。you allowed to do that?
当たり前だ
Oh, you meant for your services. Sorry. I thought you meant you can't give a discount for the soba shop. It's a lure.
近い
I don't know. I feel like the scream's a lure. Oh, never mind. That was real. Horrible. Oh, we even switched out. What did we not talk about not being rash?
お前が妻を殺したの
Not now.
人影も残さず食らう気かいやそんなことどうでもいい
Not now. Wait. Making so much noise. Deserved. Like, what were you thinking?
このまま死ぬのか
Probably, because I don't know why you did that,
敵も撃
dumbass.
てないまま
Yeah, that's what happens when you don't think before you act. Damn, it's like, I'm not even gonna finish you off. Bye.
情けねえ。
I mean, it's because you didn't wait, bro. Like, you're hundreds of years old and you didn't know to just chill for 2 minutes?
女をむさぼり食ってやがった。あのクソ野郎。あいつが妻の
But it said, I must go home. That's important.
お願いが。こいつはね、角野ってとこで鍛えられ
No
た。
way! That's where I'm...
そうか。
分かった。代わりにお前の力を私に。
せっかくの
Wait, can you, like, actually turn... Like, take his power? Ew, maybe don't keep that part. That's disgusting. Oh, wow, you're, like, gonna get his memories and stuff, too. That's overwhelming. I feel like that's the first step towards madness, too. Looks like Mosuke isn't lying. He's just been living a chill life. Here, have a carrot or a radish. Or maybe that's a daikon. Oh no, I'll get that.
それで
She's like, anyways, somehow you're still more human than most of the people around here, so.
男は殺さないといけない。そのために鬼として生まれた。
Okay. But then why are we eating women?
でも一つだけ知っていた。このままじゃ帰れない。
じゃあユナギ。
So you're eating women hoping you'll turn into a woman? Or look like one? Is that it?
どうでもいい。そんなこと。
God, this is
帰りたい。
people. Okay, so was this created then?
すでに見つかったねぐらに舞い戻るとは。
Not scared, clearly. So he's got the stealth ability, I love it.
頭の方も獣並みか。
Oh! He said you ugly! Like my nasty ass arm?
お前も。
Ew, no. Woo! That was clean! That was Demon Slayer level clean. Ooh, that half form is disgusting. Respectfully, Jinya, don't do that again.
お前は男はその場で殺し、女はさ
So
ら
what
って
about the
ここで
other
食らう。
people who are missing? Yeah, why was she violated? Like that's what's not adding up.
モスケの妻は死体で見つかっている。
Oh, that's true, and it was intact.
一時的な速度の向上。発動の瞬間は空中をも蹴って動くことが
Oh, that's how he. Okay, it's like kind of like flying, but not really.
心はどうかな。
Is there a soul? Because they seem to be very confused. Ah, created out of. I had a feeling it was a victim, but that doesn't explain what happened to the girl.
帰らなきゃ
お前を、
Is that Matsu? Or
ところへ
the wife?
お前の名は。
Is that the wife? Oh my god. And she killed her man. Probably best he didn't find out.
帰るからね
So she was born out of her anguish of being assaulted. That makes sense.
帰りたかっただけ。
It
なの
was.
だな。
Well. And what's crazy is that they could have been together if Mosuke had known. Because he wouldn't have cared that she looked like this.
できるはずがないだろうに。
And that's why she wanted to kill men on the spot. Understandable. Well, that's a tragic story. If there's an afterlife in this world, then maybe they'll meet there.
そうですね
おめえを嫁にやる話をしたっきりか。
そんな話はして
He's like, I said it in my heart.
もっと若いのを狙ってみるか。俺は前の感じが良かったけどな。
Ah, yes, these are the animals, the real demons that you need to kill. Painfully.
ってのがいいんだよ。
Oh god, I don't even want to read this conversation. Please. Jinya, quickly. Slowly! Slowly! Thank you. They don't even think. I mean, I would have liked it to be slow, but I'm glad. Immediate execution. Garbage. Okay, good. At least they could choke to death on their own blood first. Oh, no. He said I'm finishing it all the way. All right, I get that.
お前の願いは確かに果たしたぞ。
Fully. I love that. It's like I'm leaving their asses in the street like dogs. Thank you for that, Jinya. That was gangster. That was truly gangster. All right, guys. Well, we got the finish of that arc, and sad, unfortunately. Yeah, I had a feeling when I heard the "I gotta go home," I knew that was not a throwaway line, and then it started to occur to me that the voice sounded like a modeled female's voice, and but I mean, it seems strange that, you know, like, why would the female be eating other women? But then when we heard the conversation more saying must go home, but not like this, need a body, I was like, oh, so they're eating women to look like a woman. So that makes more sense. And again, I didn't really put together till the last minute there. They're like, oh crap, it's her, isn't it? It is Hatsu. Because I thought the reason I didn't is because we saw the body. We saw Hatsu's body. So I didn't really put that. But I guess it's because her demon form created, you know, just because we heard last episode, no, episode 2, we heard that demons can just be like literally just form out of nothing. So I'm thinking when she died in that water, that's when her spirit or her soul, I don't know, I guess you could call it, reformed itself into the demon that we saw. And yeah, at that point, I mean, I pretty just straight to the point, right? She said, I knew I had to kill men. That's all I know. I woke up knowing 2 things. I had to go home and I had to kill men. And I mean, like, seriously, jokes aside, it's very understandable why she had a visceral hatred for all men at that point, or any that she came across. We see she wasn't just going through killing any man. Like, it looks like if they were out at night, particularly, and she saw them, that was it. And that makes sense because as we saw by those 2 absolute pieces of, they prowl at night. And so anyways, we see that unfortunately Mosuke was too overcome with emotion when he saw the demon and he just ran up. But I mean, again, if he hadn't been so emotionally upset, he would have done the math, because that's what I was noticing. As soon as they showed that the demon was just eating the bodies, I was like, okay, if it's just eating the bodies, then there would be no reason for the assault. So that part doesn't add up in the stories. And so anyway, I think if he'd stopped and thought about that, and I'm glad, like, I mean, no one needs to see that, but I'm glad, you know, that we didn't see it. But anyway, you know, if he'd been putting his brain cells together, he would have realized that this wasn't really adding up for behavior. I feel there's a few things about Mosuke that didn't quite make sense. I mean, yeah, I suppose we could give the excuse of he's been acting human for so long that he's forgotten things, but if he's a hundreds of years old demon, then I feel like there's certain, I would have expected a little bit more, I guess, patience, right? Again, I just feel like he should have been thinking, like I said, first of all, that things don't add up with this demon's behavior versus what happened to his wife, but also that he already knows he's not as strong or as fast as the average demon. So why would he just charge screaming at the demon, right? And I think the reason too that you know, Hatsu swiped at him so fast is because it was a man, right? It was a male. I think it was a female demon, it might have been different. She probably just would have tried to eat it at that point. But yeah, anyway, it just seems strange though that an older demon would not have, and one that's kind of lived by not being directly confrontational, would be so impulsive. But you know, I guess, you know, as I said, for the sake of plot, I guess, obviously, but again, maybe just the overcoming of emotion was too much. And well, it turns out that turned out to be a good thing for Jinya, because now we see what Jinya is able to do as far as amassing power. I didn't realize that what he said about that was literal, because we didn't see him do it in the episode where he took out the conjured demon, and maybe that's because that demon was not like one he could really take power from. I mean, what use would that have been anyways? It literally just sat there trying to, like, it was just huge and just bubbling and trying to grab the girl. So anyway, but now we know that the demon army is actually able to literally absorb their powers. He's able to touch them, figure out what their power is, and absorb it. And then he's also able to see into their souls. So that's kind of a double whammy of a crazy power. And yeah, through that, he was able to see basically all of Mosuke's life. And yeah, everything Mosuke said was the truth. He had just lived a chill life for the most part. And the last, you know, whatever years of his life were literally just him living with his wife. And so anyway, that was something that was a bit sad. But I mean, the invisibility is a huge advantage to have for Jinya. It definitely will help him in his his further travels. I mean, I don't know if that invisibility works on all demons. Like, I feel like maybe I could see maybe a stronger demon being able to somehow see through it. But either way, it gave him a pretty OP power. So anyway, with that, he was able to take out the demon. And yeah, unfortunately, he figured out when taking the demon's power, because he was like, that stepping on air thing is actually pretty badass. I can't let you die without taking that. And that's when he found out, unfortunately, that, yeah, Hatsu had I'm going to call it reincarnated. She'd just come back as the demon. And so obviously it's just too sad because the two of them literally missed it. But I mean, in a way, it happened the way it was supposed to, because, I mean, well, he said you're never going to be able to go home again. And that was true. Like, going back to the life they had before was not going to happen. But as I said, I feel like if Mosuke had known that that was his wife, he maybe would have known enough to maybe to talk her into just being with him. But I think because she was born out of despair and rage and anger, it's possible. She didn't remember who she was either, right? So yeah, I don't know if that ever would have come back, right? She did, because she said Masuke's name at the end. So maybe, yeah, I guess we'll never know. But I'm just saying, maybe if things had been different, they could have, because, you know, Masuke was already a demon, right? So it's not like he would have been like judging her for that. But anyway, in the end, because she ended up taking him out, it's probably best that she didn't have her full memory back, I don't think she'd ever seen Masuke's demon form either. So that's probably why she didn't recognize him. But anyway, it was a tragic story, and she probably would have wanted to die all over again, knowing she was the one who ended him. But yeah, you know, he died thinking that his wife was going to be avenged, and she died thinking, you know, that she never got back home, which is a bit sad, but you know, it's over at least. And then of course, when he did the math of what happened, and of course when Jinya did the soul dive into Hatsu's memory, that's when he realized that the real culprits that started this, I mean, that, yeah, really did. They were the ones who created the serial killer. Yeah, they needed to be taken care of. So I'm glad he did that. As I said, I personally would have loved it to be a little bit longer and more painful, but Jinya's a little bit more dignified, I suppose. He was like, nah, let me not sully myself by doing that. I'm just going to make sure that they never, because the fact that they were just casually walking along the waterside, just talking about it so casually. And it's sick because I know this is not all just for the sake of the show. I know that there are sick, twisted people out there that do this. Oh, if only they could all be taken out as expeditiously as these two were. But anyway, thank you to Jinya that they won't be able to do that to anybody else in that town again. So yeah, that's basically how that one concluded. A little bit sad, but for Jinya's storyline, he ended up walking away with two pretty badass powers as a result. So yeah, another good episode. I'm enjoying it. And again, I'm liking the way they're kind of building up this world, and again, showing how, damn, I think whenever Jinya finally does end up beating Suzune, it's going to be a very interesting battle, because he's picked up a lot of tricks. I mean, these are just the ones we've seen. Who knows how many others he's picked up along the way as well. So I like it. It's like a bag of tricks of wondering what he's done and what he's capable of. And I feel like we might be able to see some of them maybe you know, when he finally comes up against a really challenging demon. We haven't seen that yet, but yeah, we'll have to see. So yeah, I enjoyed that episode. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love, and I'll see you in the next one.